Today is July 29th, 2026, and today was a pretty decent day. It wasn't like the best day I've had, but it wasn't the worst. I finished another book. I know, I'm blazing through books right now. I finished Five Survive by Holly Jackson. I'm sorry, I'm very tired, very sleepy, but I finished Five Survive by Holly Jackson. Holly Jackson knows how to write a good mystery. My goodness, I don't think I would have guessed anything that happened in that book at all. It was good. I really enjoyed it. It was a really good book. She also really knows how to like end a book that just makes you wanting more and more of it. I've seen it with Five Survive. I've seen it with Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Reappearance of Rachel Price didn't quite have that, but that's because that one was more of like a very happy ending, not a ambiguous ending. So, but it was really good. I read it in an entire day. So, don't ask me how I did that. I don't know. It just happens. So, yeah, I'm pretty tired today. I didn't like wake up early or anything. I have to wake up early tomorrow, but I didn't wake up early. I didn't sleep how I normally did because it's so freaking hot. I slept on top of my covers. So, I just slept weird. There's not much else to talk about today, but one of you did ask me about like my dreams, like if I could describe them. A couple of things. You did ask if I lucid dream. I don't lucid dream. If I ever like start like the beginning of that of like, oh, I can suddenly make my own decisions, that's when I wake up, like almost every single time. Pretty much just awake. Not enjoyable because then I'm just awake and I'm like, I don't want to be awake, I want to be asleep. So typically I don't lucid dream, but I do have very weird dreams. I don't know how to describe it. It's like they're very realistic in the sense that like they feel realistic, but like they're not. Last night, for example, a lot of stuff was happening all at the same time. I had to go dumpster diving with my sister and then someone else, and I think I got held underwater for a little bit. That was not fun, because it was like garbage water. It's a whole thing. And then we went back to the tower, because apparently it was like the 4th of July or something, and people were celebrating or fighting? It wasn't very clear. Something about like confetti poppers being like a weapon. And then the weird thing happened of like my family's tower merged with another family's tower, and their tower was decked out in like the colors of my college for some odd reason. Don't know what that's about. And then eventually the dream somehow like merged into me and my dad going shopping and having to like drive down a river, but the car then changed into a shopping cart. It doesn't make any sense, but when you're in the dream you don't question it, right? It's just happening because it's like, it's not like a linear plot for me. It's just like, this thing is happening and my brain tells me all of the context behind it. Like, of course you're dumpster diving. Why wouldn't you be in this situation? So it's like my brain just like gives me all the details for the reason I'm acting a certain way. So like for that reason they're very realistic, because it's like, oh yeah, of course. So last night's was especially weird. They're not normally that weird, but my dreams just in general are just kind of weird. Sometimes they're kind of scary. Sometimes they're end of world kind of situations where I can't get into contact with any of my parents, then the world explodes, and then I wake up. And so those ones are not fun. Those are not fun dreams. Sometimes the worst dreams are not necessarily the scary ones. The worst dreams are when it's like a mundane thing. I remember this one time where I dreamt that we bought more blueberry bagels. And then I woke up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can eat the blueberry bagels that we bought. And we didn't have any blueberry bagels. So I think that was one of the worst just because the dreams feel real enough that they will like influence like how I actually see the world. There's been many dreams that have certain things that have like impacted how I see people in general. So I definitely have problems with that, but in general, I just kind of ignore my dreams. I'm fairly lucky most of the times. Like, obviously, like, I dream every single night, and I know that because every single day I wake up like, what the fuck was that? And then typically, by the time I go to bed, I don't remember, that's one of the many blessings of my life. I don't remember my dreams most of the time. But, yeah. Dreams suck. I've never liked my dreams. This is a little bit of a confession. I used to have, like, my parents are religious, so my mom would come in at night and pray with me before I went to bed. And I basically convinced myself that if I had my eyes closed at the right time during the prayer, for the exact length of time that's needed, but like at certain times, then I wouldn't have dreams that night. And it very rarely worked. But I was convinced that if I did that, it would work. It would finally work. It finally worked, and it never did. So there's a confession for you. We're just confessing all my secrets today, apparently. But, yeah, I don't do that anymore. Instead, I just pass out, essentially. I just fall asleep all night. So, yeah. Speaking of that, I'm really tired, and I do need to shower. So I'm actually gonna go do that. So I'm gonna go shower. You go do whatever you're gonna go do. And that's probably gonna be it for today. So, goodbye.